set aside a date for us on in first week of April. We have one more witness to call, and then closing argument will take place after cross-examination of the witness.
How do you think things are going?
Well, I mean, it's been a long 10 days, and there's been a lot of evidence and a lot of material that has been presented before the court. The court has had opportunity to hear expert evidence from 3 experts thus far on why police officers are trained in subject control tactics and utilizing knee strikes for purposes of gaining control of individuals who resist police officers.
Why so many experts?
Well,
why do we need a 4th?
Well, initially, Corporal Turnbull wasn't planned to be called as an expert, but because of the line of questioning that was put to him, opinion evidence seemed to be elicited. And when opinion evidence is going to be elicited, then usually you're required to have an expert speak to it. So for the benefit now of Corporal Turnbull, he's considered an expert in police use of force tactics and can testify at other proceedings.
How's your client holding up?
Steve's a strong individual, and he sleeps with a clear conscience at night. He, as his evidence has stipulated, he didn't intend to strike the individual on the back. And police officers are trained throughout the country, as we heard today, by the nationally renowned expert Chris Butler, that police officers use maximum effort when providing knee strikes in situations which they perceive to be in risk or danger. And that's the theory of the case. There sometimes are anticipated actions by officers or individuals with unintended outcomes. And I think one of the experts indicated that that's human behavior at times, where you strike for a potential target in the present doesn't necessarily mean that it will land in the present. It will often land in the future when subjects are resisting on the ground and moving about.
What's made this case a tough one to settle in here?
And can you look at me when you answer?
Okay.
Look at me.
Could you say the question? Could you say
That's a new one. There we go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So you've been in court for 10 days. What's
Right.
made this such a difficult issue?
Well, I mean, what's difficult about it is that whenever the public sees an individual in uniform utilize force, they automatically are repulsed by what they see, because they often see the police officer as an institution, not a person who has been trained to deal with particular subjects who resist, or individuals who want to pose risk to the public or to police officers. And so that in itself has provided some challenges in establishing the humanality of, or human aspects of policing, and the training that they receive and why they receive that type of training. So it's establishing a foundation takes time, not to mention that the Crown did take close to 7 days of presenting evidence, and I thought getting to where we're at this point in time that we made some pretty good headway.
What role do you think the video had to play in all this?
Well, I'll turn to Charles now. Actually, I thought that the video was significant. The video plays an important role in this case because it demonstrates 2 things. One, it demonstrates exactly how the public view police actions at times. They may consider it to be excessive, but with the proper understanding, the police experts are able to utilize the video to demonstrate the necessity of knee strikes, the necessity of showing other officers what the appropriate techniques are and what they aren't. So it sounds like the YouTube video might become an actual useful police training tool in police academies across the country.
Who was the officer that apparently acted inappropriately? According to one of the witnesses, the expert witnesses that came up said that actually it was Turnbull who said there were 2. I think you asked him, right? You know what I'm talking about? He said there were 2 individuals he thought Stafford's actions were correct and the other individual's actions hadn't been.
I really can't remember that aspect. I know that that we've had experts indicate that that Stafford's actions were controlled actions and that they were consistent with police training and consistent with police policy, and that often injuries as a result of police techniques are not as a result of the police officer's technique, but as a result of the individual resisting police officers. In fact, Kirsch Butler testified to that this afternoon. I can't specifically remember which police officers were at fault, if any. The entire situation is unfortunate, but as the experts had testified, that if Mr. Bégin had just simply complied at the beginning, nobody would be here today.
Sure raises the question of why that officer confronted him over such a trivial matter anyway.
Which officer?
Monsieur Loiseau.
Yeah, but Mr. Loiseau isn't on trial, is he?
Is your client upset he has to wait till April 1st?
No.
He's not?
No.
Does this feel like politics all over again, the media around you?
No. I get paid a lot more.
That's right.
Does this mean you're going to do it?
No, absolutely not.